How many of you want to see how he went from working a job that he didn't enjoy to being able to understand enough to be able to set himself free and travel and end up in Costa Rica in a year and a bit? Yeah. All right. So Sebi, can you share your screen, walk through, really what you do on a daily basis, show these guys what it means to apply the education that you've been studying and mastering over the last year?
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you so much. I'm just gonna click my screen here. Okay, so I'm just gonna break it down for you guys. Like I've really fallen in love with the movements of cryptocurrency. It's completely like ridiculous how much this moves in a day, and it's really nice being on the right side of those movements. And I just want to show you how I trade. I've done those quick trades. I've done where we wake up early in the morning. We take 1 minute trades, 3 minute trades. I've done those. I've done the Forex trading where it's, you're holding trades for 3 weeks, 4 weeks at a time. And I liked it, but this, as soon as I found this, I instantly became hooked because you're in the movements, for about, 3 to 5 days. That's when I don't really like being on the charts like every day. It's just, I don't know. That's just how I am now. I like to, take a look at the markets. Okay, see what's going on, set an alert on my phone, go about my day. I don't really like to do a lot of analysis, which is really nice with this academy because in the cryptocurrency course, there's actually an app that I'm going to pull up right here, and I'm going to show you on screen. But it's just an app, and they just text notify you trade ideas. They'll say, okay, we're looking at this range to buy it up, or we're looking at this range to sell it low. And I just set an alert. Whenever the market touches that point, I'll get into a position. And it's really that simple. It's not like I'm constantly looking at the charts, but whenever there is a setup, I get it right to my phone and I'm able to take the trade. So I kind of want to show you really quickly and how easy it is. I just want to show you this actually most recent setup. And I just logged into this. When you get into the Crypto Academy, it looks exactly like this. It's not like I came in here and marked this up. This is completely from the educators that teach you how to use this properly. So this is actually Bitcoin. This is a Bitcoin chart on the 15-minute chart, okay? So when you log in, the first thing you want to look for is a sell or buy signal, the most recent one, okay? So I'm looking at this sell signal, and then the educator gives you a note, okay? So it says, break and close below 38,700. Now, if you look at the black line right here, you scroll all the way to the right, you see how it says 38.7? It's exactly where that price point is. So basically they're saying if the price shoots down and a new candle opens underneath that line, the trade is valid. So that means you would take the trade. So you would hit sell right here and you'd be making money this way down. Okay, I want to show you guys a movement that I actually caught last week. It's pretty wild. This one right here. So we took this buy. There was a buy signal. It shot up. The first thing you want to look at is if price is above this yellow line. That's the first thing you look for, and that initiates the buy signal. And then you want to look at previous resistance. Okay, so I want to put a line right here because this is resistance. You see how the market kind of comes up a couple times right here. It touches this line, comes down, touches this line, and it comes down. So we were waiting for this to break. And then we got into the trade right around here. And then this thing just went banana. It went crazy. So what I've been getting really good at is moving my stop loss into profit. Okay, so I know it's kind of confusing if this is your first time listening to that, but my traders know what I'm talking about. Basically, when the market shoots up in Bitcoin, I've been getting, practicing how to move my stop loss into profit. So basically, if this shoots up, we're in profit right here, and then it shoots up again, I'm putting my stop loss right at this point right here. And I'm seeing if the market wants to keep going or if it wants to come back down. So if it were to come back down to this line right here, I would take my money out. I would have made this many pips right here. So it would have been 1,600 pips. And for my Forex traders, all the traders on here, that's pretty ridiculous. Okay, 1,600 pips in one move is wild. But we caught more on this one. So it shot up again and it kind of consolidated a bit, but it never crossed past this yellow line. So what I did was I moved my stop loss a little bit higher, right around here, and it shot up again, but then it came back down and it touched this line. So I took about 3,500 pips on this move. It was a really good move. Yeah, it's a little bit higher. I think I got it in a worse, a little bit higher position, but that's just kind of what I do. You know, this is a really good scanner for scalping. What else? The other thing that I look at too is this smooth right here. This is from Picasso. He's one of our educators here, and he'll mark up Bitcoin and Ethereum on places to look for when you're in the markets. These are really good charts to look at. But I want to show you into the app a little bit if I have a little bit of time. This is the app. It looks exactly like this on my phone. So what they'll do is they'll send you charts just like this. They'll show you where to enter, where to exit, and they tell you which pairs. And these are all very accurate. But not only that, is that they have a chat into this too as well. So whenever we're in a trade, okay, the educators go on this chat and they'll update you. So I want you guys to look at this most recent update. We were in a Bitcoin trade a little bit earlier today. Any entries on BTC in the entry zone are again in profit over 300 pips. Locking in profits, entry for win. We have a risk-free trade, okay? So they're constantly updating you on the trades that they're giving out. So it's not like you're just taking this and you're on your own. It's nothing like that. There's actually a huge community around this. But the last thing that I want to show you, you know, I know it looks kind of crazy, but I want to show you the results, okay? Because I think that's the most important thing. I want you guys to kind of see what happened last month. This is just from scalpers. You know, there was a call that made out 950 pips. This one was 1,600 pips. Now, I want you guys to kind of take this with a grain of salt. Obviously, we're not taking that full 1,600 pips because it's actually kind of hard to do that, to hold it that entire way, get out right at the top. But we're still catching some pretty massive movements. This was the trade that I got into. You know, it says 5,000 pips. Like I said, I caught 3,500 of that. Still 3,500 pips for anybody in the chats. That's ridiculous. This is what this is crazy. I looked at this earlier today. I gotta show you how many pips this thing called out last month. Okay, it's a little bit further. These are all the wins. Here we go. Okay, May results for Bitcoin. This called out 75,000 pips, and for Ethereum it was 102,000 pips. Like, just ridiculous. And we're making money on these movements up or down. I've really fallen in love with this strategy and just Bitcoin in general. I think it's just going crazy places, but that's basically what I do on a daily basis. I just check my app, I enter the trades that look good, and then I just go about my day.
Let's get some 777s for prosperity in the chat for Sebastian. My goodness. And the scalper. I love swipe coin, y'all. When you understand, you know, there's a lot of people that I knew prior to IM Academy that were full-time traders, and it took them all freaking day. And they were up at 4:30 and they were in bed by 9 because they had to be like up and ready and like in it for a long time. And when you can actually go and you can have your life back, right? Because the goal here is time freedom. That's how we're not going to move to a beach so we can sit inside all day on our computer. Like, we are moving to a beach so we can play in the water, right? So we can be in the sun, so we can eat the avocados, so we can pick the fruit and we can enjoy. And that's what life is meant to be done, is enjoyed. And Sebastian, the fact that you've been able to master utilizing the tools without becoming lazy about it, it's so impressive to me, right? Because you stay diligent and you use the information that these people who have what you want, freedom, time, energy, money, all the things, and you've been able to take their resources, their tools, and apply it into your life. And I feel like, you know, the best shortcut you can ever ask for in life is good mentors. And the fact that they mark up the charts for us is next level. That's my favorite thing too. So thank you so much. Now, I'm going to introduce you my buddy Tycho, the one who started this Costa Rica crazy journey and flew down there. So Tyler Collins, that's why we call him Tycho. He's actually a world-renowned DJ, and he absolutely loves being on stage in front of people, you know, on playing music at parties, and his whole business was based around people getting together because he loves getting people together, hence the big Costa Rica group. We're like dragging everyone down there. We're like, let's do the party. And the thing is that, things have changed in the last year, and that's no longer a vehicle that's going to make him the money, the time, the opportunities, the things that he wants. And so again, when things shift for us, what do? Do we get better, or do we get bitter? Well, what he did is he had taken some training, right? Tycho, you've done some Forex training. You paid a lot of money to learn how to not profitably trade Forex. No,
oh yeah.
You did okay. You did okay, but not like we are now. It's yeah. He's been able to, how many businesses? 6 businesses?
I had technically 5.
5 different companies. He's been able to replace and then some. His income, his lifestyle, his relationships, his opportunity for creative expression, his all the things. And when you have all the time and all the money and all the good people, the world's your oyster, and you get to create something new. And he did just that. And so he's created freedom for himself. He's created freedom for hundreds of other people, and he's collecting them down in Costa Rica. There's a bunch of traders that are all moving into the same neighborhood, and I just love it so much. And what he does, the thing that I admire most about Tyler is he really, really doesn't want to leave anyone behind. But here, where we can take people with us, and we don't, we can plug you into our mentors, we can get out of the way. And he just has this heart to bring as many people with them because, we want to have a party and we want it to be a good time. And I just really admire that about you, Tyler. You always make time for the silliest of questions. You never make any of us noobs feel silly. And you are just dedicated to making sure that other people can get freedom too, if they're really willing to fight for it. So thank you for taking your time and volunteering. I know you've got a beautiful beach you could be sitting on, but instead you're here in a collared shirt. Very dapper gentleman.
It's hot.
You guys. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's like showing up for y'all tonight. And so thank you so much for just your standards and your heart, and for being here and taking your time tonight. So can you tell these guys, like, I know, like I said, you did a little bit of education beforehand. You also had some experience trading, and then you found this academy. What was your experience when you saw this, and when you got into the education? What was that like for you?
Confusing. No mentorship. It was just, cash grabs for all these courses, and trading courses are expensive. Like, if you ever see someone someone offering something for $99, like, you're going to get what you pay for in that aspect. So I went to kind of the top of the line when I first started trading. I'm like, okay, I want to take this seriously. And I paid like $5,000 US for my first course. And it was just a bunch of books and videos. I got one 1 hour long call with the guy at the end of like the 3.5 month course. And I had pages and pages and pages of questions of, wanting to know more, because honestly, guys, trading is hard to learn by yourself. It's borderline impossible. Like, people are like, oh, I can just get all this information on YouTube. Good luck with that. Absolutely no way. I had like structured courses, but with no mentorship, and I still couldn't master to the point where I was making enough money to, just supplement a bit of my income. Even like, I was up money one day, I was down money one day. There was nothing consistent about it.
I saw,
and
75% of traders lose.
75% of traders aren't educated. That's the problem.
I believe it. So crazy.
People will blindly throw money into the market. Same with stocks. People will just be like, someone will hear a tip on some internet site and be like, oh, I'm going to buy into this. And they buy into it with doing no research, and then they lose their money. Surprise, surprise. Like, that's why it gets a bad name. And then, everybody's best friends, brothers, sisters, girlfriends, whatever, always has somebody that lost money in the Forex market. Sure that they have the proper training to, be in the Forex market in the first place. So the whole part about, actually, people are like, oh, it's very risky. It is if you don't know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, it's really not. You are only risking a couple percent of your account per trade every single time. And you step into the market knowing exactly how much money you're going to lose before you even enter a trade. So it's like, all right, I'm going to lose $50 on this trade, but I'm going to try to make 100. So your risk reward is always 1 to 2. That's one of the strategies that I use, is always a good risk reward, which is a lot of the people in this academy, like, they kind of preach the same thing. So the bottom line is, it's only risky if you don't know what you're doing.
It's so funny. I remember someone said high risk, high reward. I'm like, I feel like low education, high risk.
Yes.
It's not about how much you
100%.
risk. It's about how much you know, right? That's at least been my experience. The more I know, the more I can catch myself. It's so good.
Yeah, absolutely. And the problem is too, is that if you just go and try to like learn a bunch of stuff off YouTube, there's a million different strategies out there. And like, if you learn a piece off of this person and a piece off of this person, their strategies completely contradict each other. And then like, you're going to be doing the wrong steps. There's not going to be a direct, you need a specific road to follow and get that strategy like mastered. Like, you can make money in any of these strategies, but you have to master one of them and proceed forward with it, or else you're going to fail. It's like, I know from experience, like I just didn't do it. And I was in this academy for like 4 months following specific strategies. And I was like, okay, I'm moving to Costa Rica. Like I'm making money now. Like the whole world was locked down, and obviously I couldn't DJ anymore because, you know, parties were illegal, and still to this day, you can't have more than like, I don't know what it is back there, like 10 people in a room. So I feel like I made the right decision to get out of there while I could. And yeah, I mean, never really looking back. You know, now I'm going to only be paying, like I was playing probably 13 gigs a week, and I was playing shows that I didn't want to play just because I was getting paid money. So this whole DJing thing was something that I did for free at the beginning. I was just doing it for drinks back when I was not even old enough to drink, but whatever, that was a long time ago. But I was just doing it for free essentially at the beginning because I loved doing it. And then it turned into something that I almost dreaded doing towards the end of it. And now it's to the point where it's like, okay, well, I'm making money trading, so I'm only going to play the gigs that I really want to play. Like I'm going to play the Burning Mans and like, you know, the music festivals and all that kind of thing, like things that I really enjoy doing. I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to keep this short, and I just want to express the simplicity of this when you know it. So, I mean, I follow a strategy called Delorean. It's one of the main things that I follow. So Delorean is a multi-time frame scanner. So what it does, I mean, if you don't know anything about foreign exchange or anything about crypto or anything, there is a lot of different pairs. So all this is currency trading. So if you've ever been to, you know, an airport and you're going to a different country and you're needing to exchange your US dollar or Canadian dollars for US dollars or vice versa, you know, you have to pay an exchange rate. So all you're really doing is trading. Oh, my alarm's going off for some reason. All you're really doing is exchanging more. You're basically exchanging your money for more money. That's the best way I can possibly explain this. So after you get into this is called Delorean. It's like I said, a multi-time frame scanner. This pops up, and instead of you having to go through 28 different Forex pairs, I mean, even Bitcoin popped up here, to look for trade ideas, this will tell you every time there is a Delorean candle. Now, a Delorean candle is basically just a signal in the market. It's an algorithm that was developed and put through this process. So it gives you the optimal times to get into the market with very, very low risk. So if one of these arrows do pop up, this is actually somewhat of a decent one, except for the fact that the aqua is right here. So I'm just going to pull this process up. So is the red candle bigger than the blue? Yes or no? You go and check. The red candle is bigger than the blue. You are going to look, does the red and yellow line cut through? So yeah, they both cut through here. And is the gray, aqua, or blue line closely above the two candles? Yes or no? At this case, this one is not. So we would be looking for this line to be up here. So all this is the process. I mean, the gray one is technically right here. But I mean, I'm already seeing ahead for the next rule, and I know this is not going to be a valid trade. So I am already canceling this out of my head, but we'll continue with the steps. Do you make sure there's enough room?
I want to say something, guys. I have to say that. No. When you trade with experts and masters, it is as important to see why they don't take a trade as it is why they do. Right? Because it's
Absolutely.
not about, when you're in the market, you're not making, it's not, as you're learning, understanding the yes and the no is just as powerful. So thank you, Tyler, for walking through some of these, because I know you have the option to cherry pick what you show us. And I really appreciate the fact that you show us why you do or don't decide to take it. So thank you again.
when you're trading, you're looking for any reason not to take a trade. Like, I mean, you can make a living trading like one trade a week if you actually do a good trade. So like this is something that you don't need to be taking 20 trades a day. That's the whole point of this. This is designed to be fitting around people's schedule, which is why they made this process so simple. So I mean, if it does meet all this criteria, boom, you can take the trade as long as you are comfortable with it. Obviously, this is something that is supposed to be practiced lots in your demo account. If you do decide you want to go live, that's totally up to you. It's all about education. I just want to like reiterate that. But that's all this really is. This is just designed to save you time. And if you, I mean, for me personally, I'm only trading for about 90 minutes to 2 hours a day. And that's all I do. I'll enter my trades in the morning and then I am done for the day. I'm going to show you something else here. So also, as we were going back to, just time savers in general, I'm going to look to the account right now. That's okay. So if we go to go live, this is the main part. This holds the most value in my opinion. So this is where all the live educators are. So my favorite educator is Patrick Kenny, Tyrone Foster and Patrick Kenny. They kind of came up with this Delorean strategy together. So Patrick is on 4 days a week and he is on at about 7 a.m. MST. So what Patrick does, so instead of you having to go through all of the charts and checking out, like he does an entire differently style of trading called sequence trading. So if you're one of the people who get really into this and you're wanting to do your own charts, so instead of having to do this yourself, Patrick will run through all of those charts before this call, and he gives you probably about like 3.5, 4 hours of data that it would take you to go through your charts, and he'll give them to you in an hour, and he'll tell you all the best setups that he is personally taking. So instead of having to, spend the 3 to 4 hours, you're going to be saving like 3 hours a day. He hops on. This guy is absolutely amazing. I'm just going to kind of show you what it's all about. He's just telling you exactly where his ideal setups are. So jumping on, he kind of goes over the news with you a little bit, and he's telling you about his trade, the Euro British Pound, and he's laying everything out for you in his expert opinion where he is personally taking his trades. And obviously it's up to you if you want to take those trades or not, but just the time saver on this alone. These are also recorded too. So if you're, not able to be on the calls live, you can definitely go back and watch these afterwards. And that was one of the biggest things that resonated with me and why I started doing this, because I want to be able to enjoy my life. I don't want to be sitting on my computer for 5 hours a day staring at my computer screen. I want to be able to put in the trades that I want to in the morning, and I can edit them on the beach, and I can close one, and I want to be making money when I'm on a hike. That's so that is where this entire philosophy came around. It's to work around your actual life, and you want to work to live, not live to work. That's almost pretty much everything I wanted to say on that aspect of it. I just wanted to show you guys this as well. So what we were talking about, these Delorean candles, like they work for everything. I was just showing this to somebody the other day. This is Bitcoin. So this is a Delorean candle right here. This is a good example of kind of the charts we were showing you. This follows all the Delorean rules. So this happened right before. This is March of 2020. So is the green candle bigger than the red candle? Sure is. It engulfs it. Are the red and yellow lines cutting through right here? Sure are. Is there a blue or gray line closely behind? Yes, the aqua is running right behind. Is there room for profit? Sure is. There's room for about, I don't even know how many pips of profit that is. Let's measure that. 550,000 pips of profit. This is on the monthly chart, obviously. But this is the power of Delorean. This works for absolutely anything. It works for crypto. This works for stocks. If you could truly master this, this will completely change the game of anything you do with your trading. And that's just kind of what you need to dive into and make the decision with, because I mean, honestly, it's like you're playing with cheat codes. And if you're trying to do any kind of form of trading without stuff like this, you're just missing out. So, yeah. that's pretty much it.
I need the keys.
I love it so much. Okay, so for me, when I used to have a job where I worked for successful people, they would keep their secrets from me. And now I have people who have things that I could have never dreamed of, showing me literally step by step how to do the same thing myself. And, you know, some people ask actually, why? Why do we come here on Thursday nights? Why do we share this information? Because we're so used to being in a society where people are trying to get from us. But there's this beautiful thing that happens when you have more than enough. When you have more than enough time, when you have more than enough money, when you have more than enough energy to give as much as you want to everyone and to have everything that you need, there becomes this what's next. And what happens is it's like, I wonder how many people I can take with me. I wonder how many people I can teach this to. I wonder how big my impact can be. I wonder how many people I can drag to the beach with me. And the truth is that that's where these people are at. Some of them come from nothing and somebody gave them a shot. Someone shared some information with them that changed their situation. That was unique and it changed things. And now we just pay it forward. That's what my mentor said to me. She says, I said, how can I ever repay you? You know, 5 years ago, I was drowning in $1 million in debt. I was working 3 jobs, up to 100 hours a week. I was in toxic relationships, was addicted to painkillers. I was miserable. I was a horrible person. Like inside, it felt yucky and I couldn't win no matter how hard I tried. And then I come here and I have a mentor who helps me quit all my jobs, pay off all my debt, heal all my relationships, travel the world, and do it all with a smile on my face. And I said, how can I ever repay you? And she says, you can just help other people do the same thing. And so what's so cool is that, you know, we're just a bunch of crazy weirdos who failed at adulting because it was no fun. And we wanted to go and have a unique life. And we figured out how to do that. And now we're paying it forward. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, I'm going to let you know what that looks like for your next step. Okay. So we partner with an academy. This academy is full of a bunch of crazy weirdos who don't want to work all day and want to see the world and are willing to share with you some tools and some strategies that someone else shared with them. And this academy has over 170 educators. That's where we learn from. These are the people that are marking up the charts, that are creating this software, that are walking through it with us every single day. Okay. And there's 170 of them in like 7 different languages in over 200 countries. So this isn't something that's just for us. I know Maggie's here. She's from Australia. We've got an amazing group of people globally. Okay. And to get access to their tools, their software, the basic rules in education, as well as their time, over 2,000 hours a month of live educators who have phenomenal results in the markets, showing you exactly what they do, cutting down your time, doing 3 hours of research and then sharing it with you in less than an hour. So so in order to get access to all of that, you got to pay for it. You pay for the subscription. We don't care where you put your money. If you ever trade live, as far as we're concerned, this is a skill set you need to master. Personally, I love the demo trading. The fact that you can learn how to trade without putting any money at risk. I'm hugely risk adverse, but I'm also very optimistic. And so I want the big wins without the big losses. And that's what I love about Delorean. That's what I love about Swipecoin. These are 2 tools that are very high risk to reward. And the same thing happens with this academy. So you're not going to be asked to put any money in the market. We teach you on a demo account. So if you see what we're doing and you see that maybe, just maybe, there's some people out there that shouldn't have to go to work if they don't want to, that maybe they shouldn't miss their baby's first steps if they don't want to, they maybe shouldn't have to explain to their daughter why they need to go away to work and they're not going to be at her birthday party when she's 2 years old and doesn't understand. The fact that people are doing this every day means that they have a good heart and they care about their family, but it's not actually what matters. Those memories matter. The impression you can leave on people matters. The money you can donate. Our team fed over 65,000 people over the last few months in countries where they're on lockdown and they were going to starve to death otherwise. We've helped free over 6,000 children from sex trafficking. We literally are on a mission to eradicate poverty from this world. Our CEO said there will be no homelessness in North America if I have anything to say about it. Now, who gets to be a part of something like that? Now, maybe that's not for you. Maybe you just want to do yours and you just want to make your own money, and that's cool. We can help you with that. That's our mission. But if you see what we see, you see this broken system, you see that a couple hours on some charts with some alerts and some help could set you and other people free, and you want to help other people do that, we've got some positions available. Now, we have some qualities and criteria that we look for in the people that we work with, and we want to make sure that we can get you where you want to go. But if you're looking for a 6-figure passive income because of impacting people globally, we're actively looking for people that want to help us on our mission of spreading the word and join our marketing team. So if you see what we do and you want to help other people do that same thing and make some good money at it, then make sure you let the person that invited you know that you're a 3. So we've got the 1s, we've got the 2s, and we've got the 3s. And your job is to text the person that invited you here right now and let them know which one you are, so that we can adjust accordingly. We want to connect you to the right information. Look, if you can see this and not want it, that's cool. But if you see this and you want it, we're going to help you get it. And we're going to take our 50 bricks, but you got to do yours first. So the next step for you is to send that text message, 1, 2, or 3, to the person that just invited you here. And then we're going to get you rocking and rolling, because we are on a mission, and we are going to see you at the top or from the top, because the bottom's way too crowded. But guys, it doesn't have to be. This is a season where the regular, everyday, ordinary people like you and me, the small town girl, who never had dreams of making more than $100,000 a year. That when I said I just want to travel the world, people called me nuts. And yet here I am. I think I'm going to be in Panama next month. We'll see. I don't know. Right? Imagine you could do that too. So I just am so grateful for the opportunity, for Christopher Terry, for Alex Morton, for Melanie and Greg Greeno, the fact that they are the pioneers that were willing to bring this here to teach us so that we can empower a few other people to do the same. Just so exciting. The fact that it pays well is just a bonus. So get back to the person that invited you here. Let them know if you're a 1, 2, or 3. And again, we're not going to leave anybody at the bottom that doesn't want to be there. And so, just reach out and let us know how we can help. So I am going to end this party with some music, because I like music.
What are you going to play?
I'm going to play the rest of that song because I'm enjoying it. But I feel like this is the thing. I'm sitting here. This is like Beast, like DJ, right? Should probably just have let him do it, but it's okay. He's you're the trader. I can be the DJ today. So I'm going to finish. What is this? Katy Perry, Nicki Minaj. Anyways, it sounds good. I like it. All right. We'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for being here.
Let's go.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Debbie. Thanks, Tycho. Let's get some love in the chat. See you guys later.